Hey folks, Jim here from Tobacco Solutions, and thanks for tuning in. Vaporfi has their first debut in the temperature control world, the Vaporfi Vox 100TC. I'm going to review it, so keep watching. So let's start with the unboxing of the Vaporfi Vox 100 temperature control mod itself. If you were to get the starter kit, it would also include a V-bit RDA, a volt hybrid tank, or the V6 tank. But we're just talking about the mod, so let's go ahead and open this thing up. And the first thing you see is the box mod itself with the Vaporfi logo and the Vox 100TC written on it. Stainless steel. To the side. Going down to the second layer, we have your instruction booklet, and it's clearly illustrated with images as well. Put that to the side, and finally you have your USB connector, and that's all that's included with your Vox 100TC mod. Let's take a closer look at the Vox 100TC mod. As I said earlier, it's stainless steel. There you can see the Vaporfi Vox 100TC logo on the side panel. Lifting it up on the top, you'll see a negative and a positive button. This is for your wattage and your temperature control. It is 510 threaded, and it is adjustable and spring loaded, so that's a good thing. Over here on the side, you do have your firing button and your OLED display. Let's look at it that way. There you go. And on the bottom, you have your USB input for charging, and then you have some battery ventilation. Pretty strong battery that comes in this. It's a 4500 mAh battery, and it's pretty heavy. This is probably the heaviest mod I've ever owned. You can lift weights with this freaking thing. And if you look at it in size comparison, this is the Vaporfi Vox 50, or Vox 2 actually, on my right hand side. So it's shorter and wider and much, much heavier. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on the volt hybrid tank. That is one of the choices if you do get the starter kit. And I previously did a review on the Vaporfi Volt, so I'll put a link on the bottom of this video if you want to check that out as well. To turn it on, like any other mod, you press the firing button 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and there it is. It's on. And as far as the wattage power, it could go from 7 watts all the way to 100 watts, and we'll go into more detail as to how this whole mod works. But I'll go ahead and turn it off. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's off. So let's look at the Vox 100TC in power mode. As you can see in the OLED display, it tells you the wattage. Up there on top, you'll see the let me get a little pointer here. That's the resistance. And then we can see the temperature mode is off and your battery strength. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up to, let's say 30 watts with the volt hybrid. And I'm going to press the positive side of the button on the top of the mod. And let's bring it up to about 35 watts. It goes there pretty quickly, so there we go, 35. Okay, so let's vape this at 35 and see how it performs. We're in power mode with the Vaporfi Vox 100TC. And we're at 35 watts. Let's see how she vapes with the volt hybrid tank. It's a good strong hit, feels good. Let's bump it up now to 45 watts. Here's my positive power sign, and I'm going to bring it up to 45. I hit my negative real quick. Okay, so now we're at 45. And just so you know, if you want to lock your wattage, press your firing trigger and your negative power sign at the same time. Boom, power locked. To unlock it, click it again. There it is, power unlocked. So real quick, real easy. You don't have to hold it down for a certain amount of time. It's pretty instantaneous. Okay, we're power locked. We're at 45 watts. Let's vape it. All right, we're at 45 watts. Let's see how the Vox 100TC works. That's pretty strong. I tell you, anything more than 45 watts probably too much for the Vaporfi Volt hybrid, at least with the head that I got in here right now. So that's about the most I'll be able to get out of this particular head. It's pretty powerful. Works great. Very good. Let's try it now in temperature control mode. To use the Vaporfi Vox 100TC in temperature control, the first thing you have to do is power off your mod and then press your positive and negative signs at the same time. Hold a change temperature. You see that written there? Okay, right now it's at 510 degrees Fahrenheit, and its range is anywhere between 200 to 600 degrees temperature in Fahrenheit. And let's do this. Okay, so 510, let's bring it up. 520, 540, 560, 600, off. And then you could go in Celsius between 300 and 100 degrees Celsius. Let's get it to about 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, there we go. Now I took my Vaporfi Volt out and I'm putting in my Mellow or Milo 2 tank, which has a titanium head in there, which is what you need for your temperature control, either that or a nickel. Okay, I got that plugged in. I'll power on the device. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and I got it set at 60 watts. I'm going to bring it down to maybe about, let's see, 55 watts. We'll do it that way. And I'm going to power lock my wattage. Okay, now we're ready to vape in temperature control mode at 500 degrees Fahrenheit. One quick thing, folks, as you can see right here, when I press the firing trigger, it asks me to select what kind of coil I have, whether it's nickel or titanium. As you can see, I could select which one I want just by hitting either the positive or the negative sign on the top of the mod. Since I have a titanium one in there, I'm going to select that and press the power or the fire button, and then it asks me if it's a new coil or an old one. I've been using this before, and I stick temperature control mod, so this is going to be the same one as before. I'm going to click the down arrow on the top of the mod, and now we're set. We're ready to start vaping. So let's try it now in temperature control mode. But before I start, folks, I know I may have seemed a little complicated when I was showing you how to switch it up to temperature control mode, to the desired temperature, to the coil selection, all that stuff. The only reason why it seemed difficult is because I was doing it at a different angle, so it wouldn't interfere with the view of the camera lens. When you're actually doing it yourself, it's not hard at all. So let's go ahead and start this thing out in temperature control with my titanium head at 500 degrees. It's nice and smooth. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to bump it up to, I'm thinking maybe 60 watts. Okay, locking it. Okay, now we're up to 60 watts. It's nice, folks. It's really good, easy vape. Tastes great. You really do taste the e-lick when you're in temperature control. It's really, really nice. The Vox 100 temperature control comes with a number of safety features: output short circuit protection, reverse battery protection, auto ohm resistance meter, low voltage protection, device lock feature, low resistance protection, and input high voltage warning. So this pretty much covers everything that you need to know about the Vaporfi Vox 100TC. And this is my first review out of 2016, so I was really happy to do this one right here. And like all my videos, I like to talk about what I liked about the starter kit or the mod and what I didn't like about it. So I want to first start off with what I don't like about the Vaporfi Vox 100TC. First thing is the USB charger, which is on the bottom, the connector. Most of you know that I don't like that feature because it forces you to have to lay the mod down on its side when you're charging it. That's not a good thing to have. It'd be better if we had it on the side so you could lay it down vertically. That way you don't have to worry about getting any kind of spillage or anything like that happening. That's the first thing. Another thing I noticed is I can't vape and charge at the same time. I'm forced to unplug the charger when I want to vape. All the other mods that I've tried in the past, you can still vape while you're charging. Not this one right here. You're forced to have to use another electronic cigarette or another mod while you're charging this one right here. Another thing I did not like about this is that it's kind of boxy, so it's not ergonomic, I guess is the word I'm looking for, so it doesn't feel too comfortable in the hand. It's extremely heavy, which could also be a good thing too because it feels solid, but it is a heavy device. If you're going to carry this thing around, you're going to feel it. It is extremely heavy. You're going to wind up looking like Popeye if you start vaping this thing for about 3 months. What do I like about it? What I like is that it's extremely modern. It's a modern mod. It's got a lot of safety features associated with it. It's got an extremely powerful battery, 4500 mAh, which lasts a long time. You could vape this thing for a solid 2 days without having to charge it up again. It's pretty easy to use. There's only 3 buttons you need to worry about it. All you need to know is the combination of buttons in order to get what you want out of it, whether it's to change the wattage or to change the temperature or to select the coil that you want to use. But once you do it a couple times, it's it becomes second nature to you. It's not a problem at all. The Vaporfi Vox 100TC is currently going for $200. And that's pretty steep for some folks, but you got to understand that what you're buying here is a quality product from a company that's reputable. $200. It also comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't like it for any reason, call them up and you'll get your money back. I've actually had products from Vaporfi before. Once or twice something didn't work on me anymore, called them up and they sent me a brand new one. So that's a great thing to have, knowing that there's a company out there that backs their products. I do have a Vaporfi discount for 12% off. So right now it's going for $200. The prices tend to go down over time, but with the 12% discount that I have, it'll take $24 off your bill, bringing it down to about $176, and you can use that extra cash to buy some e-liquid. It's a link. There's no coupon code to remember. Simply click that link, and the discount's automatically included. You'll get a little pop-up box on Vaporfi telling you that the discount has been noted. So this is my first video for 2016. I wish you all a happy new year, and I'll see you next week with a new review.